What is up, heifers and friends? Welcome to another episode of Java Journeys with Jillian at Home Edition. If you're new here to this channel, what's up? Hey, how are you doing? My name is Jillian and welcome to another one of my misadventures. Y'all, we're getting into another Costco haul because it has been many weeks since we have been to Costco. Why? Because your girl has been booked and busy. If you happen to miss my latest videos, we had a trip to New York, had a great time. I also had a trip to St. Augustine here in Florida. So we have been out and about, and now that we are back home, we're getting settled back into our day-to-day routine. A part of that routine, of course, is our grocery shopping. So I'm going to show you all my most recent haul from Costco as well as Publix. Let's go ahead and get into it. Why? Because your girl is not trying to get salmonella. So you all know how we like to do things during our food haul. We have poutine over here. We're setting the vibe and the mood right. We have our little fireplace, though it's bajillion degrees outside, but you know, your girl's trying to do her little flex up in here, Heifer Nation. So let's go ahead and get into our latest groceries. So on one side, we have our Publix haul. On the other, we have our traditional Costco haul. So we're just gonna start with Costco and make our way around. First of all, y'all, we really had to stock up on a lot of veggies and fruits. We're gonna be doing a lot of cooking this week. So we have our strawberries, blueberries, and you all know I don't mess around with germs because of all the traveling we've been doing. We've been going through these cans of Lysol like it's nobody's business. So we had to stock back up on the Lysol, and y'all know how I feel. And I'm telling you, if you are able to check a bag, part of what you should include in your bag check is a can of Lysol, because I do not play. I am not trying to get Rona up over here. I've had it once before and it was horrible, just like I'm sure many of you had it. I'm also not trying to get the flu, get sick or anything. So always take a can of Lysol. If you're not able to check a bag, or if you have a carry-on, go to your closest drugstore or grocery store, wherever you're visiting, if it's possible. Y'all, so we needed to also restock up on our paper towels, toilet tissue. My husband needed some containers here, so that's kind of a little bit miscellaneous. We needed to also stock up on our mushrooms, so we have that. And then you all know that Costco is known for their rotisserie chicken. So one of our meals this week is just gonna be some chicken and vegetables, like simple, easy, good to go. So I love the Costco rotisserie chicken, so I'm looking forward to getting into this. We also have some diced tomatoes because I will be making a homemade beef and vegetable soup, which I'm looking forward to. And then I think at some point, if not this week, then next week, my sister's gonna be throwing down on some of her spaghetti. So we needed to get some of those organic diced tomatoes because we go through them so quickly. Y'all, here's where it gets a little fun. So I saw After's ice cream is awesome. So they have physical locations in Southern California, which is how I'm familiar with them. So my co-producer actually spotted these, and Costco has carried After's ice cream bars before. The last type that I saw in terms of flavor was the Cookie Monster, which is awesome. It's like blue vanilla ice cream with chunks of cookie, and it's so delicious. This one is Dubai chocolate. And if you all happen to miss it, I had a video where we tried a lot of exotic snacks from the exotic snack store here at the Florida Mall. And some of the snacks were hits or misses. One of the things I actually did like was Dubai chocolate. I had never had it before. It was really delicious. It has like that really nice quality chocolate along with your pistachio and kind of like a Rice Krispie-ness to it. I don't know if it's like a wafer or what's in it, but those flavors combined make a delightful symphony. So we saw these Dubai chocolate bars frozen that we already have unboxed and popped in the freezer here so they didn't melt. But I am looking forward to trying these out to see if they're good. One of the employees I talked to at Costco said they also had carried milk chocolate Dubai bars, but they went like that. So you all like check out the nearest Costco in your area, and when you find finds in flavors that you actually like and think you want to enjoy or even try, sometimes, like especially when it's specials like that, you want to go ahead and get it because those things will sell out so quickly, and who knows if when they will be restocked. The other thing that I thought was really interesting that we've already put in the freezer are these Cotton Candy Cloud organic Johnny Pops. Johnny Pops are awesome. And you can get these as well, y'all, in most of your local grocery stores. What I like about it is that all the ingredients are all natural, and they actually utilize like real fruit flavors in their pops. So that's what I appreciate. So if you ever want to try out Johnny Pops, get a smaller box from a grocery store. You will not be disappointed because the flavors are good. They're not terrible for you. I mean, you see down here in the corner, there's 60 calories a pop, vegan, healthy. So it's a really nice, refreshing alternative option, especially from our indulgent ice cream bars. So I'm looking forward to trying both of these out because I have never had the cotton candy flavor Johnny Pops and I have never had the Afters Dubai chocolate bars. Cannot wait. Shifting gears here a little bit because, you know, we eat well, but we also have a little, little snack food, a little junk food that I'm not ashamed to admit. And when I do have my junk food, I try to keep it as somewhat on the healthier side, quote unquote, just in terms of like the ingredients. Boulder Canyon has these delicious avocado classic sea salt chips. You can also find these in most of your standard grocery stores as well. I love Boulder Canyon because, again, all natural, and these are the kettle style potato chips. These are delicious. We have some green beans because I'm also going to be using these for my vegetable beef soup. We have the chunks of beef, and this is also intended for soups and stews. So I'm going to be freezing part of this and then the other part of it using it for my soup. We have some pears here, as well as a Caesar salad kit and some broccoli. And like I said before, because we have our rotisserie chicken, I'm going to be, cooking some vegetables for us to have on the side. So the broccoli, y'all, when I am cooking my vegetables, let me tell you, I hook it up, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of garlic, and you will not just be disappointed. For me, I cannot just like steam vegetables and eat it. I have to put a little bit of seasoning on that. So that's how I like to typically prepare my vegetables. Oil, garlic. I like to braise my vegetables oftentimes in the oven, air fryer, or you can like stir fry it in the pan, like however you like it. And, add that hit of salt and pepper because we're not afraid of seasoning over here, y'all. Also, in terms of restocking up on some of our cleaning items, we have our Unstoppables for our laundry, as well as our Lysol laundry sanitizer. I highly recommend this. You could typically put this in the slot where you put your bleach in your washer. And this is great because not only do you get like the freshness of your clothes and a really nice scent with the Unstoppables, but your clothes will be sanitized using the Lysol. And especially if you're someone that travels a lot, like with us going to the Disney parks, Universal, traveling sometimes, it is so helpful to have this so that way we know that our clothes are not only properly clean, smelling fresh, but they're sanitized. Again, y'all, I don't play about germs over here. So try it out. You can find like the Lysol laundry sanitizer in much smaller bottles. If you ever want to peep over to your grocery store, a place that you like to shop, you can go online and find it as well. And that way you can try it out for yourself. But it's really great because washing your clothes does not necessarily mean that they are sanitized. So that's just a little pro tip from me to you. We have our organic pot stickers, and these are chicken and vegetable. And these are really great, especially if you pop these into the oven, air fryer. You can also steam them if you have like a steamer basket to put on top of your pan with a little bit of water, and that will steam it up. Because we're bougie over here, but like y'all, this is what I appreciate about Costco. You can get so many fruits, vegetables, canned goods that are organic, and what you pay, granted, it's in bulk. If you have the privilege and the space of being able to buy in bulk, I highly recommend it because it ends up being more cost effective in the long run. But the fact that you can buy in bulk and you can get ingredients, you can get canned foods, you can get fruits, vegetables, baked goods, things that are organic, made with whole ingredients. I appreciate that about Costco. So we are going to try out this Victoria organic marinara sauce, which I cannot wait. And this is probably what my sister's going to use in the spaghetti that she's going to prepare either this week or next week. We also have like our laundry detergent, our fabric softener here in the background. And then let me go ahead, let me come around the house bringing it around town. We have our bag of onions that we're going to be using for all the things we're going to be cooking. I have some potatoes because I am going to prepare some of these for the beef vegetable soup, but also if we want potatoes just to have either with the chicken or anything else we decide to prepare, we have that. We have this big old watermelon here. My sister loves to find a good watermelon, cut it up, which I am appreciative that she does this, because if it were me, y'all, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me. I have to be real because I'm too lazy to cut up a whole watermelon. I'm that bougie girl that would just pay the extra and go ahead and get the watermelon that's already cut up in the grocery store and in the container. Y'all, it's just my fault, right? Don't come for me unless you have a check for me. But my sister will actually take the time to cut up. So hopefully this watermelon will be a good one. Over here, I did not get this at Costco, but this is from one of my most recent trips over to Disney Springs. Joffrey was doing me right that day. So if you happen to miss my last video, and this is where we had the crab dinner over at one of the Disney Spring restaurants, check that out. The crab dinner was absolutely fantastic at Summer House by the lake. It's so great. But I ended up going to Joffrey's to, get our Java on before dinner. And I got this Mickey and Minnie s'mores adventure. So I cannot wait to try this out and see if it's any good. Now, you'll see across the way, my sister, I don't know why she likes Gatorade. Do y'all like Gatorade? I don't. I just don't like the taste of Gatorade at all. But my sister loves it. So she purchased herself some Gatorade, and I'll crank around here. She also purchased some of this organic strawberry lemonade. I have not had this. It looks good, so hopefully it will taste good. And I'm like, Heffa, are you going to drink all this? Because she'll definitely drink the Gatorade, but my sister has a tendency, just like I do sometimes, you look at something, you're like, oh, this looks good. And then I'm like, girl, but are you going to actually drink it? Because I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to drink all of that. So anyway, she swears that she will. So we'll see. I will be judging her if she doesn't. And y'all, I think we are almost nearly covered. We have our bottled waters here, and again, don't come for me unless you have a check for me. Florida water, even out of the tap, does not taste great at all. So what we have over here, my sister prefers to have the bottled water, and we buy these larger gallons to fill up in our ice machine, sometimes in the coffee machines, and just generally to drink out of as well. So we have our water there. And then to close out our Costco haul, we have our spring mix for salads. And then we have these beautiful sweet baby rainbow carrots that we're going to be using in the soups and meals that we're just going to be preparing in general. So y'all, this is our Costco haul. And because of the membership, because I have the executive membership with Costco, we actually were able to get some cash back. So you get, I can't remember what the exact percent is. It's 4%, 3%, look it up. Don't quote me on that. But basically for every purchase you get just a little bit back. And every year what will happen is that Costco will mail you a check that you can use at your Costco to apply toward your purchase, which is awesome. So we had $100 Costco check that we use. So I would say typically I don't ever talk about how much the hauls are, because I'm just stay out of my business, y'all. Y'all don't need to know how much I spend on this stuff. But I started thinking about it. I'm it's probably helpful for you to know. So with that check, that was a $100 check, we ended up spending, it was around $350 for just the Costco groceries, y'all. So I'm hoping that this last us for quite a few weeks. So we won't have to go back to Costco again for a while. With that being said, there are certain things that we cannot get in bulk at Costco. And so we also made a Publix run, because again, we just need to restock on a lot of stuff. And Publix also has a lot of great buy one, get one. So if you have a Publix in your area, download the app, check out the buy one, get one deals, because oftentimes it's great. You all know I am working for that sponsorship, honey. So with your help, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, share, join Heffa Nation. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can follow all of my caffeinated adventures and my shenanigans and my nonsense. But you all know I am fishing for a brand deal. Lysol, come holla at your girl. Also, Liquid Death, come holla at your girl. Y'all, I love me some Liquid Death. We also, as a part of the haul, I don't know if I called it out, but we purchased Poppy. So I love these like alternative, either like the sparkling waters or the sodas. And yes, it's bougie. Yes, some of them are good. Yes, some of them are also bad. But you have to just figure out what flavor works best for you. I am obsessed with Liquid Death. I have been drinking Liquid Death for many years, and I am super excited. They've recently come out with some cola flavors as well as flavored tea. And so I've had the Cherry Obituary. It is awesome. I've had the Killer Cola. This is like your, Coke alternative soda, and it's clear, which is kind of freaky. But this is really good as well. Dead Billionaire, which is kind of like an Arnold Palmer with agave and vitamins. So it's tea lemonade. And then something new that I have not seen is the Sweet Reaper, kind of like the play on words of like the Grim Reaper. And this only has like 4 grams, y'all, of sugar per can. So you see that here, 20 calories. So I am curious because I don't like my tea to be overly sweet. I am past that point, being a Southern girl, of drinking like diabetes tea. I can't do it. My body can't handle it anymore. So typically I either drink a lot of unsweet tea or half sweet, half unsweet tea. So I am looking forward to trying this out. They have buy one, get one free at Publix on the Liquid Death. So I'm happy that we're able to stock up. We have some Poppy here, the cherry limeade, which is delicious. They had buy one, get one on the Kind bars. So I purchased some of the breakfast protein bars, which are good. I have not actually had this flavor, which is apple cinnamon. So I cannot wait to get into it. And then for sandwiches, and I think this is going to be more my co-producer, maybe my sister. I think this is my co-producer for sure, because my sister's like, girl, I do not eat salami. So yeah, this is definitely my co-producer who purchased the hard salami as well as the pepperoni for Italian sandwiches. And he's probably going to use up some of those onions. We have, y'all, shout out to Dave Killer Bread. I really like Dave's Killer Bread. This is the white bread done right. And they have a lot of varieties of bread. They have buy one, get one on the Thomas's English muffins. So I purchased the blueberry as well as the light multigrain. Also, they have buy one, get one on the Annie's. So y'all, the rich and creamy, do not sleep on this. This is great. And for those days for me where I'm in back-to-back meetings, because y'all know my goal and my aspiration one day in life is to be a full-time content creator. But for today, we have to, focus on the job that pays the bills. And so when I'm in back-to-back meetings with my 9 to 5, and I say that loosely because oftentimes I am working overtime. Your girl's working from the morning well into the evening. I'm in back-to-back meetings, taking calls, and I sometimes don't have time to cook anything because I'm, just sitting at the computer for most of the day. So I like having the Annie's because literally it's a healthier macaroni and cheese version. The rich and creamy tastes really good. And Annie's also has a vegan version as well. I do not like vegan cheese. So I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't know if that's good. And I've also seen this other brand called Goodles. I don't know if that's good. So drop down in the comments if you tried the vegan mac and cheeses before. Let me know what you think. I'm just not a fan of vegan cheese, so it's not my ministry, but it may be yours. But I have had this rich and creamy, which is awesome. And then I went ahead with my bougie self, because this was all buy one, get one, went ahead and got the organic mac in classic cheddar cheese from Annie's. My sister really likes these bubble fruit gel snacks here. So that's hers. I also purchased some kale greens here for smoothies. And then they also had, I have never had this brand, but this is an almond milk, organic vanilla, 4 simple ingredients. And I typically love my almond milks. And because this was buy one, get one, I was like, you know what, I'll try it. And this is flavored with vanilla, gum-free. And I was like, you know what, let me try this. And this was like the last 2 they had. So to me, I'm like, it must be hopefully pretty good. So we're gonna try that out. Also, because my husband, like I mentioned before, he's going to be making his Italian sandwiches, got some shredded iceberg lettuce. I love nut pods. I especially love the toasted marshmallow creamer. My co-producer and my sister like the Ciabatta, so we have some creamer here. Also, Fairlife, y'all. I am all about the Fairlife life because unlike standard milk, it has half the sugar, it has more protein, it's all natural, no hormones. So I am, if you're looking for something that's a alternative, and also it is lactose free and ultra filtered. So I love me some Fairlife. And then as a part of that beef vegetable soup I'm going to be making, I got some frozen corn that I'm going to pop in there. And this is just some white sweet corn. My sister really likes the Buffalo Wild Wings. We throw down on some wings, honey. So my husband, I believe, is going to be making some wings this week. He makes his own sauce, but my sister also really likes utilizing the Buffalo Wild Wings buffalo sauce. I have the Faye total like 0% non-fat milk, and I typically like having that with a little bit of honey, you know, with a little bit of mixed nuts, you know, because I'm feeling myself sometimes. And, you know, after a long day of work, sometimes if I'm able to get my heifer behind on the treadmill, I love having the Greek yogurt because, you know, it just brings you back. It gives you the protein that you need, and you just, you know, you're just like filling yourself. You know, you have that, you have a little bit of like your sparkling water, put a little bit of, you know, cucumber in it, you know, like fill yourself a little bit. Y'all, that's a fantasy I have in my head. When I'm hungry, I want a healthy alternative, I will just make myself some Greek yogurt, and I can feel the spirit of my sister judging me right now and also being like, you need to wrap this up because we got to put this, all this meat up. So really quick, y'all, here are our organic chicken wings here. Y'all, I'm going to be making some pintos, like slow cooking some pinto beans. So you all know how we do it over here. I have some smoked pork neck bones that I'm going to be using some smoked meat for the pinto beans. And y'all, I typically use some type of smoked meat anytime I'm slow cooking pinto beans, black eyed peas, if I'm cooking collard greens. Again, we don't like leave out the seasonings and the flavor up over here. This is not that kind of house. So I am looking forward to cooking up those pinto beans and utilizing that. Put some of my chicken broth up in there with a little bit of onion. Oh, it's gonna be so good. We're gonna be throwing down on that. I also have some ground chicken because this was buy one, get one. So I am looking forward to just cooking this up with some vegetables and just having it just to, you know, have like, again, like a little bit of a healthier alternative, something that's high in protein, low in carbs. And we talked about the Dave's Killer Bread here, making our way down. We're almost finished, y'all. We have some muscadines. So this is a fruit that's very popular in the South. You don't eat the outer part. You basically like bite it open, and then the fruit and the seed are on the inside. So my grandfather, he actually had a muscadine bush when I was a kid. So we would oftentimes like get muscadines off that bush. Muscadines are so good. I was actually surprised to see that my sister had picked this out. I've had muscadines in a long time, but typically you find these in the South. So if ever you're here, you want to try them out, try them. These are Georgia grown. Speaking of Georgia, we have some peaches here, and our grocery store, we're like advertising a lot of Georgia peaches. So I cannot wait. Y'all, look at how big and succulent this looks. So hopefully this is good. I have some sweet potatoes that I'm going to cut up and either use with my ground chicken or have with the rotisserie chicken. Also, because I am a big back at heart. Like, it just is what it is. I'm a fat kid. But this is organic, green wise. I have some mini banana muffins as well as some blueberry muffins. Let me grab those real quick right here. And y'all, I am going to be freezing a lot of these. It's not going to be possible for me to eat all of these at one time. So a batch of these will be frozen, but I have these around in case I want to try them, get something a little bit sweet. And then last but not least, as we start to wrap up, we have our Tillamook. I absolutely love Tillamook as someone who is a Pacific Northwest girly who lived in the Pacific Northwest for nearly 10 years. I love me some Tillamook. So we have the Tillamook cheese. as well as some provolone that I believe my co-producer is going to be using for his Italian sandwiches. So y'all, I think I covered everything that I could cover right here for our Publix haul. See, this is pretty much it. We need to go ahead and get these groceries up, get them in the fridge, sort them in the pantry. So you all, I think we spent at Publix, we had buy one, get one. I think it was like maybe another $230. Y'all, groceries are so flippin' expensive. And this is with most of the stuff I showed you being buy one, get one free. So we try to take advantage of deals like that to get the things that we like. Again, buying in bulk, stocking up so that way we're good for like the next few weeks. And if we need to grocery shop for anything like over the next couple of weeks, it's just like a few things here and there. But it's kind of crazy to think how much we're all spending on groceries, and the fact that you would think with what I'm showing you that I would be able to be like, hey, yo, this is gonna last me the whole month. No, everything, well, most of the things, especially like the fresh fruits and vegetables, I mean, we have to consume that within like a couple of weeks, right? Or freeze it. So that's what we typically do when we buy in bulk. Whatever we know we're not gonna eat right away, we end up freezing a lot of things. So hopefully we can make it stretch for as long as possible. So you all drop down in the comments, what typically are the things that you grocery shop for? And how are you feeling? Like, are your wallets feeling pinched? Because I'm just like, good grief, like hundreds of dollars. Fortunately, though, my sister will kick in a little bit if she's not being trifling. I'll try to get her to kick in as much. Can y'all believe she was judging me because I wouldn't tell her how much the Costco check was? And I was like, Heifer, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just know that Costco sent the check. Just know that this means that our grocery bill is going to be discounted. You don't need to worry about that. So y'all, with all of that being said, like I mentioned before, if you haven't, join Heifer Nation. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we can get there. I appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to engage with me in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next adventure. Bye, everyone.